Hey guys, it's Lydia. It has been a long time, but I figured that it was probably time to get back into it. So, first things first, my neighbor's being extremely loud right now, so you're probably gonna hear them, loud music, yelling, whatever. And I have kitties running around, so you'll probably hear them at some point as well. Today we're gonna just have fun, and I want to just kind of like forget the world right now and just talk to you guys and film this and kind of do something bright and colorful because it's not very bright and colorful in the world or outside right now. So today we're going to be using Makeup Revolution's color book palette, and this is the greens and the blues, and it is like two different sections. You've got the same colors on both sides of the palette, but one side is shimmers and one side is all mattes. So that's what we're going to be using today. This is a drugstore palette. I think it was like $17, so it's extremely affordable. And this is just going to be like, you know, a little thing. It's going to be to have some fun. So I'm going to start with my eyes first because I'm expecting some fallout from these shadows. I'm not really sure what I'm doing today, so you guys are, you know, going to be just as surprised as I am. And I would like to mention, so this headband that I'm wearing, these are by my girlfriend Tiffany, and her company is called Duende Decor or Duende Collection. You can find her on Instagram, on Facebook. These are her athletic bands. Like, they're extremely stretchy, extremely lightweight, extremely comfortable. And these are thick as well. So like I can, you know, if I pull this all the way back, like look at, my hair's clean, it's just a mess. But look how thick that is. Look at the width of that. Like, so, I mean, this could basically cover from here all the way back. And it'll keep your hair out of your face, whatever. So, I am loving these, but make sure you go get some of these from her. She also makes a bunch of other things. So she makes the most beautiful velvet headbands, some that are just like turban knots, and then others that have like the little bow knots. She's making amazing, like beautiful barrettes for her spring collection. So you guys definitely need to go check her out. She makes scarves, kimonos, everything. So go check out her Instagram. I will link it below, as well as visit her on Facebook. But you guys will not regret it. Like, I wouldn't get my headbands anywhere else. Okay, so starting with the eyes, I am gonna go ahead and just take some concealer to put on my lid before I start. This is the No Filter Concealer by ColourPop. And this is a drugstore product, and I'm gonna just, so funny story, I don't have a mirror anywhere. I don't know how that happened, so give me a second. I'm just gonna put this all over the lid. Don't mind my brows today, or any day for that matter, because obviously like they've not been done, and I'm just not trying to do that right now. So I'm just gonna kind of spread this all over the lid, just creating a nice even base to work with. I don't know what that was. Just to prep the area and give the shadow something to stick to. I will not be setting this with powder. A lot of times you'll see people set their concealer on their lid with powder. If you're looking for any kind of color payoff, don't set your lid primer or concealer with anything, because you're going to get the best color payoff if you don't set it. And I think people are scared to do that because of blending, but if you take your time, which, you know, in reality, you know, hopefully you can do, then you shouldn't have any issue blending the shadows. Okay, so once that's totally blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and just start going in with shadow. So I think where I'm gonna start is with the darkest shade that I'm gonna use, and I think that's gonna be this one here, this matte. They do have these listed like as numbers on the palette, but it's kind of difficult to tell what's what. So that's 5 rows down. So this is, y'all, this is 30. So we're gonna go in with 30, and I'm going in with a Luxie brush. This is the 249, and I'm gonna just take this is a dual-ended brush, but I'm gonna take the packer end of this and just start to lay this down. I've not used this before, so I don't know how the pigment is or anything. I've only just swatched it. So I'm just gonna get this on my brush, and we're gonna go in. And I'm just gonna start to lay this right on the corner and kind of build this up. It's not really as dark as I thought it was gonna be. So we may have to deepen this up with something else here. So we shall see, but how many of you have been in such a weird mood, especially since all this happened? Today is March 21st. What's Saturday? I don't even, guys, I don't even know what the date is. Like, I've been working from home since since Thursday, and I couldn't even tell you what day it is right now. So if that tells you the kind of like headspace that I'm in, it would be accurate. I just think the world is in such a negative place right now, like with everything with coronavirus and, you know, or COVID-19, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it, whatever you've been calling it, that it's hard to kind of think about anything else. I am going to go into the Dare to Create palette by Morphe. This is their 39A. And I'm going to go into this deep navy blue shade here and just kind of deepen up that inner or the outer corner a little bit. But since, you know, things have been so negative lately, like I just needed to kind of sit down and relax and have a chat with somebody. So quarantine has been rough. It has been rough. But what are you guys doing? Like, I need ideas of what people are doing, like creative stuff, something that I can kind of do at home, you know, by myself or whatever. I've also got my nephew with me Monday through Friday because schools are closed. So please give me ideas below. If you're homeschooling, if you've been homeschooling, what are some like fun day activities that you're doing with your kids? He's 5. And then also, you know, aside from that, what are activities that you're doing just to get yourself outside and doing stuff? Because I'm trying to go for walks and things like that, but sometimes it's just not enough. And like, I'm enough of an extrovert that being inside all day, every day is like too much for me. So comment your ideas down below. Comment what I should be doing down below. If you want to see more videos during this time, let me know what you would like to see. I'm just trying to be creative. I'm just trying to do stuff. So I'm going to continue to build this out, and once I get it to where I like it, we will go to the next color, which will be our 3rd color. But definitely using that deeper color in that Morphe palette was a good idea. So be right back. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lay our 2nd shade, and I think I'm going in with this color right here out of the Revolution palette, and that is shade 42. So I'm going to just dip this Morphe E17 into that, and I'm going to coat the tip of the brush heavily, and then we're just going to tap off the excess. And then I'm going to just start to kind of transition this over into that area. Why am I talking like a robot? To kind of get a gradient going between that deeper shade and the other half of my lid. Okay, so I'm going to take the same brush, the E17, and I'm going to go into a lighter shade now, and I'm going to start moving into our brighter colors. So I'm going to move into this shade here, and this one is 29. And then same brush again, really just coating the brush at this point. Tapping off the excess. And then I'm going to just go over top of that other shade that we used, 42. And then we're just going to start to blend those. As you can see, like we're starting to get that, like that lighter gradient. And then once we get in here, I'm going to make it even brighter. So I wish I had more lid space, y'all. Like I overestimate my lid space most of the time. And then once I get into that corner, I'm like, oh, girl, you're out of space. What were you doing? So I'm going to just try to keep this out of this area and just really focus this going back and forth. Okay, so dipping into an even lighter shade. This is 35, and it's this blue here. So again, same brush, coating it a lot. And then we're gonna go in. So yeah, like just to catch up, I guess, like what has everybody been up to? What's new? I'm trying to think like what I've been up to, and honestly, it's nothing. Like I've really not been doing anything at all, other than working and just kind of hanging out, trying to, you know, live my life. I've been paying a lot of bills, which thank goodness is nice, like catching up on a lot of debt, which has been amazing. And so I was thinking about going to Hawaii this year, and then obviously that's not happening, aka COVID. Could be a lot worse though. Could be a lot worse for me. Like you definitely don't want to downplay like what other people are going through right now because of this disease. So as bummed out as I am about staying home and like not being able to go out and do things or whatever, like it could just be so much worse. So I need to remember that and kind of just shut the heck up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think sometimes we just get caught up in our own mess that we forget the mess of others and, you know, what they're kind of experiencing and going through. And I definitely don't want to do that to somebody else. So I'm not going to. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take a blender here, which I need to find like a smaller blender because I don't have one anymore. I don't really know what happened to it either, but we'll make it work, Fred. We will make it work. I'm going to take, Trying to see where I want to go with this, because again, like, y'all are along for the ride with me. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take, I think, maybe just this Sigma blending brush. This is the E36. It's just a really, I mean, the brush is very small, very pointed. This is like a great crease brush as well. So I'm gonna use this, I think. I'm gonna dip into the shade 48, and that's this right here. And I'm gonna go right above where I've already got those colors placed and start to kind of blend this out a little bit, blend this line out here. Just to get like more of a gradient in there. And guys, this whole thing is about small steps. Like, if you're gonna do something, you know, this drastic, like, ask me if I've ever done a blue eyeshadow look. Nope. So I'm doing this in really small steps, just trying to make sure that I get everything just the way that I want it, instead of laying too much product down at once, which, you know, I've kind of already done at this point, so I'm trying not to do that again. So I'm just gonna slowly start to build out this crease here and hope that it doesn't look awful, which already I don't like it. So I'm gonna go into a deeper shade and start putting that back on that edge. And just try to blend that out a little bit better. We're getting there. So, we're getting there. We're really getting there, guys. I'm gonna focus more on I think getting our cut crease squared away, which cut crease is one of my favorite things, but one of the hardest things for me to do. So, and I don't have a lot of practice with them, so I do the best I can, but we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna take that same concealer. Guys, I would suggest using an eye primer. They're thicker, you're gonna get a better base. Using concealer just isn't, it's not 100%, like, it's not gonna get you what you want. So I'm not gonna do like full cut crease, I'm gonna try to do like half cut crease, which it might not end up like that, so don't come for me. We're gonna use the same concealer again, the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I'm just taking that on a flat packing brush. This is just like a random Morphe brush. You can use anything. I would suggest maybe investing in the Sigma concealer brush. This is the F75, and it's just a very thin, really easy to work with brush. So I'm gonna just go in here, more or less, I'm just trying to get the product laid first. So I'm just slowly building this, slowly taking it over. And that's what you want to do. You want to be really patient when you're trying to do this. Okay, once you have that somewhere that you can work with, the first thing I want to do, I really want to use a lime green. So I think we're gonna do that. I don't know how it's gonna go though. So we're gonna just try, we're just gonna try it out here. We're gonna see how it goes. So I'm gonna start with a kind of a deeper green here, and then we're gonna, well no, we're gonna start with a light blue and move into a very bright green. So I'm gonna take, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take this light blue here. Again, this was shade 35. And I'm gonna take that on a very small packer brush. This is Royal and Langnickel, and this is a crease and a smudge brush. So I'm gonna use that to lay down my first stripe of shadows. I'm just really going in here. I've got the brush. I've got the brush fully coated. And I'm gonna just put this right here at first. Guys, there's certainly an easier way to do this. I don't know what it is, so I'm doing this for now. Okay. Starting to get a little bit outside the lines here, so I'm going to take a blue just on a little pointed blender brush. I'm going to just go over that again. You just want to make sure that your lines stay crisp. And cut. All obviously, hence the term cut crease. Okay, so once that's done, we're gonna go back in with our concealer. So I just want that grain to be a very thin line in our cut crease. So I'm gonna start to cut the crease again. I need more concealer. I'm just starting very steadily because I don't want to do too much at once because things could get really bad if I do. So I just put more concealer on the brush. Okay, so I finished that. Now you can kind of see like we've just got that stripe of green there. I want to go in with an even lighter blue on the lid here. And I'm going to use like one shade and then we're going to start to move this deeper blue in. So the shade I'm going to use for this is shade 47 in this palette, and it's this very light periwinkle blue. So I'm going to take that on I'm going to take it on, I guess this. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush number 110. It is just a packer brush, and I'm going to see if I can even pick up this product on this brush. I can't. Okay. And then, oh, barely though. Yikes. Okay. Well, we're going to do what we can. I'm going to start to pack this. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. Not enough. What do I do? So I'm going to take the brush we used for concealer, and I'm going to use that and see if that'll work. Much better. Okay. Okay, so I've got that laid down. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it's what I have to work with right now. I do think they should have put like a white in this palette because the light shades in here are just not bright enough or pigmented. And they're bright enough, they're just not pigmented enough to really like give you what I feel like you need for this look. And the shimmers aren't shimmery enough to kind of like offset it. So I'm going to just call it good with that shade. I'm going to do some little finishing touches here. So I'm dipping into that dark navy blue from that Morphe palette we used. And I'm just kind of going to blend in these areas here just so we get a clean blend where we had that concealer originally. Just deepening up some areas here. Making sure that I don't look like a fool with my unblended eyeshadow, basically. Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? So I'm just doing that on again, this is a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is the number 31. This is just like a pointed blender brush. And I really like this brush for small detailed work like this. So once I've got that deeper shade blended in the way that I want it, I'm going to go into a lighter shade. We're going to go back into the Makeup Revolution palette, and the color I'm going to use is 48, which was this color here. So dipping into that with the same brush I'm using, we're just going to start to kind of do this over top of that navy. Just getting a clean blend there, and then we're going to go into a brighter blue. I think I'm going to use the shade 41, which is that pool color. And using the same brush, coating the brush completely, I'm just going to start to blend where this lighter area meets here. Okay, and I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm going to go ahead and jump off camera here, finish the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that that is all done, I'm going to work on my lower lash line. So I'm going to, again, dip into that Morphe palette, and I'm going to grab that navy blue. And I'm just grabbing that on the smudger end of that brush. Of that, what was this again? Of the Royal and Langnickel brush. And I'm going to just kind of where we already have that original shape, I'm just going to follow that. I want this really, really blown out. Perfect. You guys, it's so exciting to finally see like a look start to come together after you've worked on it for so long, because I cannot tell you how long I've been sitting in this seat just trying to get this squared away. Just making sure everything's even here. Okay. I'm going to take a lighter shade now. I'm going to go back into the, I don't know what I did with it. One second. So my neighbors are arguing now, but we're going to just keep going. So I'm going in with a lighter blue now. I'm going to go in with the shade 48, which is this blue here. Just coating the brush with that, and I'm going to follow this in here. Really just want to try and create a nice gradient on the lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to go into an even lighter shade, and that's going to be 35, which was this shade here. We're going to kind of just marry those two together. And once that's done, we're going into the lightest shade in that palette, which was shade 41, and it was that pool color. And this is gonna go right on the inner corner. Right in there. Okay, and I misspoke. That was not the lightest shade in the palette. Wasn't even necessarily the shade I meant to go into, but it is what it is. So now we're going into the lightest shade in the palette, which was 47, the lightest blue, and we're gonna put that right kind of on top of that shade we just went into. So this is gonna go right here. Perfect. Same on the other side. Boom, done. Now that's all for the eyeshadow. I am gonna just take a blender brush, a small blender brush, if I can find it here. There's shadow floating around everywhere. Maybe. Okay, y'all. I don't know what I did with. Found it. I found it. I'm just gonna take this blender. I'm gonna kind of get all of that excess product off. And I'm just gonna blend the bottom out here. Just really focusing on smoking that out. Guys, this is a big look. This is not a... I just felt like going to the grocery store real quick, which, you know, you really can't do anyway anymore, but this is very much a, where's the party at? Like, am I gonna be out till 4 a.m.? Is it gonna be a problem? I'm just kidding. So now I'm gonna do some liner very quickly because we are gonna wear lashes today. So I'm gonna do a wet liner, a liquid liner on top. This is just a felt tip, and this is Tarte Sex Kitten in the shade Black. And I'm just gonna line the lash. I'm not gonna do a big, thick lash or a big, thick line. I'm just gonna okay, so once that's done, I am going to go throw on my lashes really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I love the hint of green in here with that cut crease, a double cut crease, I guess, and just think that the shadows blended really nicely. I really like this palette. So if you guys are in the market for something colorful, something fun, but you don't want to break the bank, I would definitely suggest buying this. Again, we did only use the mattes, but on the other side of the palette, there is a whole section of shimmers. I've not used these yet, but very pretty colors. And I don't really care for how they swatch. I think they could be better, but again, you know, it's an affordable product, so I'm not gonna ask for the world here. But yeah, I just threw on a lash. I used the Ardell 3D Foam Ink. I think the lash itself is really pretty, really fun, really flirty, and big and loud. But the band could use some work. It's starting to pull already. And so I'm gonna, probably for the third time now, I'm gonna have to fix my shadow, lay it back down, which, you know, oh well. And then I used a lip. I used Wet n Wild, as well as a NYX product. I used the Make Last Liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild in the shade They don't have a shade listed on this, so I don't know, but it's that color. And then I use the NYX Liquid Lingerie in the shade Baby Doll, and it's this one here. And then I did that just in the middle for like a pout. But yeah, this is it, guys. So hopefully you like the video. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below for any future videos you'd like to see, or any comments about the look, what products I used, anything like that. I will list Duende Decor, Duende Collection down in the link below. I will link you her Instagram. Tiffany is amazing. She makes amazing products. She's a mom of 2 and does incredible sewing. Her products are amazing, and she's got something for everybody. So I will list that down below. Go show her some love. And yeah, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. You guys, much love to you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home. Okay? Please subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in the next one. See you guys.